What I've got here is a what I think is a fairly ingenious way of checking this gas port. What I've got is a rifle speed adjustable gas port. This one here, I believe, is the 7521 version with the rifle length straight gas tube coming off of it. Um, and we've got a Gibbs arms side charging upper, which is fantastic, by the way. And as you can see, I've connected this gas tube, this this hose, to the gas port. And what I'm gonna do is basically tinker with the flow of this air until I feel like I've got this gas port seated exactly in the right spot because I need to be pushing more gas than I was earlier. This rifle is a 22 arc, and I feel like when we were outside, I had to have this gas almost completely wide open to get a last round hold open. And I had to go all the way down to a spring that was basically your standard mil spec spring and an H1 style buffer. Not quite all the way down to the 3 ounce, but an H1 buffer from Geisley. And this is unsuppressed at this point. And so my point is I would like this gas port to have to be sitting about a 6. There's 12 settings on the rifle speed. I would like it to be sitting about a 6 when it's unsuppressed so that when we throw a can on it, we are able to get the maximum amount of adjustability with the suppressor on it. So we can have 6 degrees either side of our unsuppressed setting. Um, so again, is this a great way to do it? I don't know, but I'm going to try it and we'll see how it turns out. I did not like having to have the mil spec spring and the H1 buffer. I want this thing to run on an H2 buffer because it should. It should need an H2 buffer. It's pushing a lot of gas as a 22 arc, and gas should be a problem for us to manage. And right now, it's kind of not. So I think there's some adjustments that are needed. Okay, so rifle speed indicates that the internal gas port inside the rifle speed 6221 RS 6221 is 0.295 inches or 7.5 millimeters. Um, so what I am going to do is we are going to measure our barrel. We're going to see where it sits on this shoulder. So right on the shoulder, right to the center, 7.5. So if we have this completely butted right up against this shoulder and we have it centered, that being the key, um, we should be perfectly aligned with our gas port. So I know this is probably rudimentary stuff, but um, just passing along information. Okay, as you can see, I went to my workshop and I made a rifle speed. I can't speak for Rifle Speed because I don't work for Rifle Speed, nor am I sponsored by Rifle Speed, but I am a fan. Um, but a leveling block for this Rifle Speed adjustable gas block because I could not find any other way to ensure that it was sitting perfectly level. Um, so I just went and notched out a spot that would fit pretty tight around the gas block. And then I'm going to get this sucker perfectly level.
5 hours later.
Just like so. And then I'm going to tighten it down. Make sure we're still staying where we want. check the level of the upper, which I don't know if you can see, but there's the upper level. Here's the rifle speed. We're looking pretty good. May give it a tiny bit of a tweak once we get this next one kind of tightened down. And the play you're seeing there is not, it's obviously in this, but all I need to make sure is that those two bubbles match up, and they do. So this was my handy dandy little idea that I just came up with for ensuring that that gas block is staying level. After tinkering, uh, got the gas block right where I wanted it, got the what I felt like was the maximum flow using the air tube, which I would love to know what you think about that. Then I went outside, put the kind shot buffer back in it, ended up with the standard mil spec spring, not the Geisley Super 42 that I wanted, but did end up with the mil spec spring, but then was able to take advantage of the kind shot buffer and tuned her right back in, and it sits. 6 was the break point where it wouldn't do last bolt hold open, so we set it at 7, and it is clicking right along at 7. So I feel very happy with what we accomplished today with our adjustment, and that rifle is tuned and ready to go to a good friend of mine.